the question we're trying to answer here is how many groups of 1/16 are in a half? So we're going to use this to represent 1, which means that this green piece would be a half. And we're going to use these to represent the 16ths. Now, if you don't understand why that's a 16th, let me pull one down here and show you why it's a 16th. Okay, if this represents 1, you need 16 of those to make up the whole. All right, so let's go back up to the top. And again, we're trying to figure out how many of these 1/16 are in a half. So here's our half, and let's kind of count them. Here's a 16th. Here's another 16th, so now we're up to 2. Here's another. Now we're up to 4, 5, 6, 7, doesn't quite fit, but you gotta get the idea, 8. Alright, so we have 8 of the 1/16 are in a half. Now the question is, would you know what this would look like if we were to write this as a division equation? Because we know the answer equals 8. But what would that look like? What was the dividend? Alright, the dividend in this case is a half. And we were trying to figure out how many equal groups of 1/16 we have in a half. And we got 8. Now, you've probably learned that you keep, change, flip, right? You've probably heard that expression before. The dividend we keep the same. We change the division to multiplication. And we use the reciprocal of the divisor, which would be 16 over 1. And we already know the answer is 8, but just let's make sure we understand the work behind it. If we reduce ahead of time, divide by the GCF of these two values, we get the GCF of 2 and 16 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 1 times 8 is 8. And 1 times 1 is 1. And of course 8 divided by 1 is 8. But we already knew it was 8 because we counted that, but it's helpful to have a model of it. Alright, so we're just going to change this up a little bit, and we're just going to kind of do a what if. In the what if, this isn't 1/16, but now it's 2/16. And by the way, did you know that that's equal to 1/8? Alright, so same question. We're going to take the half, which we already have here in green. Let me pull these off to help you figure this out. Alright, so this is still a half, this green piece, and it's a half because you need 2 of those to make the whole. And now we're going to look at 2/16, and we're going to count them as we go. Now, I'm going to pull over, oops. Alright, there's 2/16 right there. There's one group of 2/16. Here's another group of 2/16. So there's 2. See the first one, and there's a second one. Here's the third group of 2/16. You see it right here? And then the fourth group of 2/16. So let me circle them just in case you're not following me. Here's a group of 2/16. Here's another group of 2/16. Another group, and another group. So we can visually see if we count, we have 4 groups like that. So we know the answer is 4. Now again, we're doing 1/2 divided by, in this case we were trying 2/16, which is the same as 1/2 times the reciprocal of this, which would be 16 over 2. And we know it equals 4, so let's just keep that over here. Now if we're going to take advantage of the ability to reduce ahead of time, we're going to divide by 2 and get 1. We're going to divide by 2 and get 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. And 8 divided by 2 is indeed 4, but of course we already knew that. Now keep in mind that if it's easier to simplify this, because we mentioned that 2/16 is equal to 1 over 8, and just to show you what 1/8 looks like, that's this piece right here. So do you see how 2/16 is equal to the 1/8? Anytime you have the opportunity to simplify something, and it makes you either A, reduce your likelihood of a computation error, or B, make it easier to understand, then you should always do that. Alright, we're going to do another screencast, check for other ones that have to do with fractions.